All right, welcome back to Flicks and Dicks. I'm Travis.
I'm Mike.
I'm Lisa.
And this week we are doing... We're doing Not Quite Human, directed by Stephen Hillard Stern, 1987. I have no idea why I can't get this fucking intro right. I've never been able to get it right. Every single podcast, I listen back to them, and no, all of them are fucked up.
Yeah. As soon as you say, I think it's you say, I'm Travis, and he pauses like, I'm Mike.
I pause because I keep waiting for you to go.
But no.
And you always wait for me to go.
No, I'm the ta-da. I am and Lisa. And then I think that's where Travis is like, I don't know what piece of shit movie we're doing.
All right, welcome back to Flicks and Dicks. I'm Travis.
I'm Mike.
I'm Lisa.
And this week we're doing Not Quite Human, directed by Stephen fucking Dammit, 1987.
Stephen fucking Dammit.
Yeah, Stephen fucking Dammit. That's the way it's gonna go.
Or Hillard Stern.
Hillard Stern fame from such classics as
not a clue.
Nothing significant. Yeah, I mean, this movie proves that he can, in fact, direct a movie of some kind of quality.
No.
I mean, some kind of standard. Let's just put it that way.
Huh.
There were scenes.
See, we get a lot of actors from Canada, but how many directors do we have that have made it big that are from Canada?
I don't know, man. I mean, Canada's just like, oh, he's from Canada. That just kind of like invokes a response. It's
well,
not
I'm curious.
It's just from Canada. Who gives a fuck? Are you concerned with our equipment?
Oh, I just wondered if the mic was on.
The mic was on. We did a test. Everything's cool.
Okay,
The
cool.
audio tech has already done the check.
Okay, cool.
All right. So we don't... What?
Canadian film directors.
Yes?
James Cameron.
Okay.
It's a notable director.
That is, yeah.
You know, all that tells me is that people want to come from other countries to America to make it big in Hollywood, like everyone else in the fucking world.
And make stupid
There are
movies.
so many actors that are from Canada.
Oh,
though.
good lord. No, hang on.
I don't
Hayden
understand why
Christensen
there is
from
not
Canada.
a Hollywood in Canada.
Jason Reitman.
Corey Haim.
George Romero.
I mean, we're not counting Justin Bieber as anything.
No, Canada,
Oh,
you
they can
need to
take
take
him
that
back.
back.
Take him back.
We don't want him. He's not welcome.
But George Romero's from Canada.
That's great. No, I'm happy for him. If you are a new listener to our podcast, thank you so much for joining the show. And if you're a returning listener, thank you even more because you know what? You make up our audience and you make up everything that we are because we're listening to your comments, we're reading your tweets, your Facebook posts, which is all bullshit because nobody's doing any of that. Okay, guys, do not feel like shy about being the first person to comment. Okay, Tammy's comment doesn't really count because she's our sister and she was going to do that anyway. Okay, so get out there, comment on YouTube, comment on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, anywhere you get the app. All right. So
I have more Canadian film directors. Shatner, the Shat.
What did he direct?
He's done all kinds of shit. He probably hasn't directed anything anybody's seen, but you know he's directed film.
Cool enough.
I
Cool
just
enough.
picture him like directing stuff in his backyard or basement.
Kiefer
Like,
Sutherland.
Hey,
It's
come
funny
to my house.
It's funny you said that because the production quality of this movie, it looked like somebody's student project.
It really did. I would
Like
be
they had
surprised.
borrowed the camera gear.
Yeah.
The lighting was off. The ADR was just like.
So much of it was.
It's like you're not fooling anyone with that ADR. Nobody.
But the one thing that they did fool me with when I watched this as a kiddo, I thought he was a robot.
Shut up.
Really?
Straight up, I
Really?
said there is no possible way that this guy can be walking around like a human in the world. He did a really good job.
You know what sold it for me was the extension cord coming out of his leg.
Yeah.
But now, hang on, when I was a kid and I saw this, that it didn't do anything. You know, I saw it and I was like, oh, it's believable.
I fucking loved this
How
movie
else-
when I was a kid. I
How
loved
else?
it.
How else would he recharge? You know, he's got to
Yeah.
plug in somehow.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't have USB ports. We don't have any of your parallel ports to charge things. Come on, let's go.
And it was weird that nobody dressed up as this character for Halloween and just like had an extension cord coming out their leg and been like, I'm Chip, don't you get it? You know?
That's fucking brilliant.
It
I'm
is
doing
brilliant.
that. I'm absolutely doing that. Walk around with
was
an
totally
extension
planning on that. It's not really my extension cord. It's my junk.
It's in the shape of a plug. I'm a little sensitive about it. Yeah. All right. So, well, let's get into this huge cast of characters. I mean, we got the principals here. We're going to do some honorable mentions. I think the honorable mentions are probably going to take a little bit more time than these principals, but yeah, let's get through these. I loved this movie when I was a kid. I loved it. I would watch it over and over, and it was just hyped to shit on the Disney Channel at that time.
Yes.
Not that we had the Disney
Not that
Channel.
we had the
Not
Disney
that we had the Disney Channel.
No,
but it
this
did,
was the
I saw it in the Disney Sunday
weekly
movie.
Sunday Disney
Yeah,
the
movie.
Disney Sunday movie. Yeah, yeah.
That's the only reason why I saw it. And hype on Disney Channel, I have no idea. But was it ABC? I guess is what did it. But yeah, they played the hell out of the trailers leading up to it that Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, tons of hype for this crazy movie. This movie was $3 million to
Really?
make. Yep, cost $3 million to make. Seems like a lot.
That seems like way too much.
I think a huge part of their budget went to that
Don't
junkyard scene
even.
at the end.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't even tell me Allen Thicke. There's no way.
It could be. But that really could have been.
As long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me.
Oh, I
We
thought-
gotta be
I was on the Rainer.
the luckiest dreamers who ever been living.
Dang it!
I don't know if those are the words.
They're probably not. It's okay.
I know there's rain or shine somewhere in there.
Who rain or shine all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
We got each other, sharing the laughter and love.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
beautiful.
Did you like that?
I like that.
And that ends the podcast.
That's surprising.
Thanks a lot for listening, folks. And
You know how much it costs to operate that freaking car crusher? It's not cheap.
Maybe it's when you
it's not
destroy it.
expensive either. No, this high school was Coronado High School, and it's also the high school that they shot a couple other movies at that time, and I believe one of them was Can't Buy Me Love, I think.
I have no idea.
But yeah. So we'll get more into that as we go. But let's talk about this cast and crew. We're not going to talk about the crew. We're just going to talk about the cast. No disrespect to the crew.
Okay, so number one, we have Allen Thicke.
All right.
We kind of
As long as we got each other.
Got it.
I think he's the worst actor who ever lived. I think he's absolutely dependent, and it has worked for him. This canned Allen Thicke, Dr. Seaver shtick he's got.
Yeah.
The way he talks, the way he delivers it, he may as well be talking to Carol Seaver.
Right. Yeah.
There is no difference here.
It was totally. Oh, hey, can you leave that set to come to this set? And he just didn't change his clothes or voice. Yeah.
Sure.
Wow.
Do you like your name? Yes. Do I, Dad? Yes.
Yes.
Alright, so we got Allen Thicke.
And what did you think of his character? I mean, as the mad scientist carrying dad,
Honestly, I thought he was hugely forgettable.
could he have been written out of this movie? Some guy invented this android, and he invented life in his basement,
They
which is
had
awesome.
talked about, how mom had passed, a couple years before.
Mom's dead. She's dead.
Honestly, it could have been written so that mom and dad, died in some horrific car crash or whatever. And
Left
the
this
daughter-
legacy. Are you trying to write a better movie here, Mike? Because I think you
wouldn't
might
be
get
hard.
there. I think you might get
It
there.
wouldn't be difficult.
All right. So, of course, the actor, I can't stand him. I think he's one creepy motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah,
I
That's
think he's actually a creepy motherfucker.
Alan Thicke?
Yeah.
Oh,
When
okay.
he's on Growing Pains, it's fine. I totally get. He's a psychologist working out of his office in his home office, all that shit, and he cares about his kids, and he's a white suburbanite dad. Great.
Okay,
Any other role?
He's not up there with
He's a
Bob
creepy
Saget.
motherfucker.
He's not up there with Bob Saget.
Maybe not.
Bob Saget, TV dad, and everybody loved him. You ever suck dick for...
You ever suck dick for coke? You haven't really fallen on hard times till you suck dick for coke. I can see Allen Thicke saying it. I'm telling you, and it would sound a million times worse coming out of that mouth.
I did not know that you felt so strongly about him.
Yeah, no, I don't like him.
Every single role he's ever been in, it's the same thing. So
Yeah.
I'm not bothered by him at all. He's just the dad from Growing Pains.
What else do you know him from?
I've seen a lot of Lifetime movies.
I was going to say, he's done Lifetime movies, but he still plays dad. He always plays dad.
Yeah.
Hi, I'll be playing your dad for the duration of this film. Yes, you are, aren't you?
Can you imagine his what's it called, agent, who's like, hey, I've got this role for you. So you're going to be playing the dad.
And
Okay, so
he's like, no shit.
So I got this other role for you, and you're going to be playing the dad. Yeah.
I'd like to flush out my character. Alan, I don't think that's necessary. Read these lines. Sure.
Wow, he acted in 102 things.
Yeah, that's what's weird. No, the guy's working. And I think he's even got recent
He's
shit.
still
going
working.
on.
Yeah, he's doing the whole Scream Queens thing. Which is like,
that's
well,
right.
he did an episode.
I saw a trailer for it with him in it.
Would anyone think anything else other than Dr. Seaver if he ever walked on the screen for any reason whatsoever? I don't care if he's playing a psycho killer on CSI Miami. He is Dr. Seaver, Carol's dad.
So he played Dr. Roskin in RoboDoc. There's another one.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Sperm Donor, he played Richard. I mean, everything has to do with...
He played a dick in a movie called Sperm Donor.
Yeah.
Alan Thicke never met a role he didn't like. And let's go ahead and move on to Robin Lively. Now we've mentioned Robin Lively on this podcast before. I think we were confusing her with someone else, and no, I was like, no, possible. She was in Teen Witch, of course, and the Karate
Kid 3.
Karate Kid 3. And what else has she done? She's done a lot of recent stuff.
She's done a lot of TV stuff.
Yeah,
She's
a ton
done
of TV stuff.
Yeah, that's what she's really, really known for.
Have you guys seen her recently? Because she's, and every single thing I've seen her in the 80s, she's terrible. She's really bad. I couldn't imagine, I mentioned this before on the other podcast, but I couldn't imagine how she got work.
Because she's Blake Lively's half-sister?
Well, Blake Lively didn't become anything until recently, so it does nothing. I'm sure she's pissed at her. I'm sure.
Who's Blake Lively?
Oh, Gossip Girl. She also did that one movie where she gets in. It's like set in 1940 or whatever. She gets into the car accident and she stays forever that age, the age of Adeline.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Okay, I've heard of it, but no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, gorgeous blonde. She's got that mole right there. Super cute. No, but yeah, that's her half sister, and her half sister's doing very well for herself right now.
Yeah, because she's a better actress. She has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anybody would be a better actress than Robin Lively.
That's kind of harsh, you think?
What are you talking about, man? She's earned that.
Okay.
No, I'm sure she's fine now, but I mean, in fact, you know what? Because when I watched the movie for the show, for this podcast, I did watch Not Quite Human 1, 2, and 3. She's not in 3, she's in 2. And in 2, she's got nothing to do. She looks like she's just like, okay, I'm just doing this thing. So she looked a lot more comfortable, like she didn't give a fuck. And it's like, there you go, Robin, that's what you do. You lighten up, act like a fucking human being. So, what do you think of her character?
Her character is believable for the quality of this film.
She's playing this really obnoxious... She's not even a sister. She's a daughter who all of a sudden woke up one day and now she has a sibling.
Right.
And dad
and
likes son much better than her all of a sudden.
Yeah, and she's
There's a couple lines with that which I'm going to hit. That's bullshit.
No, this was right up there with watching an episode of Real Housewives of Georgia or Atlanta or Beverly Hills or whatever.
Those are steaming piles of
they're
shit,
steaming piles of shit that you can tune out. This was bad.
Yeah, no, this is when you really get down to the plot of the movie and everything like that, it's like, what are we talking about here? What are they doing? What's their motivation? Yes, I understood that it started with the story about a robot, an android, that needs to find his way in the world. But that's it. The script...
I thought that 90% of the movie was ad-lib. Like, bad.
Well, I mean, specifically the line where he's in the house and he's like, sorry, this has nothing to do with the characters that we're talking about, but he's in dude's house the computer club guy, and he's like, can I call my dad? Yeah, just as long as it's collect.
Thank you.
Why would you even need to make a collect call?
In town?
Yeah.
Have you ever had to make a collect call in town?
No.
It wasn't that damn long ago. It was 87 that the movie came out.
I think I got that guy as an honorable mention, but I think he's the best actor in the movie.
Oh, he is the best
Yeah,
actor.
which is hilarious. Yeah.
I was hoping he would have been something more than what he was. Like.
But okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Mr. Robo Man himself, Jay Underwood.
He was a robot.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Like Brent Spiner, it's like, is it a good thing that you can play a robot? It's like, you know what I mean?
What was that 1980s, early 90s TV show where the girl was the housekeeper kind of thing?
Wonder, Small Wonder.
Small Wonder,
Oh,
yeah.
Was she like a robot?
Yeah, she was a creepy little shit. Yes. Creepy.
Didn't her back open up or something
Yeah,
like that?
it wasn't good. Yeah, because we couldn't have the front open up like in this one because that's fucked up.
Right.
Okay.
Brent Spiner did play, an android, Data, but he did it really well.
He did it very well, and I think that's under the direction of Gene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry's like, look, we're not doing this fucking bullshit space camp robot type of thing. Oh, you take everything so literally. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. But
And just
you're going to take it to the
like
next
everybody
fucking
else
level.
gets typecast, your Jim Carreys and your Adam Sandlers. Nobody wants to see their serious movies because they want to see, the bullshit slapstick falling downstairs, getting hit by a trash can or a truck or whatever. Brent Spiner did do other things, and like
on Independence Day.
Independence Day,
I saw Brent Spiner. I did not see Data. I thought he did a great job.
I couldn't get past the long hair.
Or did you see Lore? Oh.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you seeing Lore?
Who's the geek here?
I'm just surprised.
That's common knowledge, Mike. I mean, come on.
No, but yeah, he did a good job.
There were some subtleties to some of the deliveries of the lines that Jay Underwood's lines that I liked. Like when he's talking to Lively and he's like, can I talk to what's her name? And she's like, no, because she likes you. And it's like, well, you talk to this guy and he likes you. She goes, yeah, but and he's like human. I mean, I know this is supposed to be like this touching, but it's like it was a good read. It was good timing. I liked it.
I know that we did laugh a couple times
there were
here and there,
huh.
but I can't for the life of me remember what said.
There was the one where he's like,
that made me laugh.
I don't think he likes you very much, or oh,
He doesn't like me.
Yeah.
I don't like him first.
Yeah. It's because he doesn't like you. And I just remember, I think that you took that on when we were growing up, Trav, where I was like, well, what's going on? And you're like, well, I don't think he likes you.
You don't think that had anything to do with a little cantina scene in a little known film called Star Wars?
What's that?
He doesn't like you. I'm sorry. I don't like you either. I'm not going to fucking quote Star Wars. Everyone knows this except you two.
I guess that's what it could have been from.
I guess that's probably true.
That just made me chuckle a little when I heard it. I'm like, oh, I've heard that a lot. That sounds familiar.
So his performance, or the character of oh my God, Chip. Mm-hmm. A little heavy-handed on the name, but whatever. Okay. How do you do?
Oh yeah.
Believable, I guess, as a robot with a nervous tick.
I don't know how he could get a
His
job
head
after
just
this.
His head just kept.
I don't think he did.
He's done. He's done
did
other
work
things.
after this.
He did this. Oh God, I don't know what the name of the movie was, but I saw it and I just couldn't believe my beloved Chip was doing this role. It was the same thing we were talking about with Corey Haim doing some kind of snuff film. Remember, like when he was trying to with Corey Feldman and all that, and Nicole Eggert. But he was doing this film where he had taken some college girl up to her room and then they did like a threesome. And this girl the night after, she got really pissed at him because she was like, you guys really got rough, and I think you went too far. And so he played like kind of like a rapist in that movie. Wow. I don't like to say rapist because that implies like a skill. So I always call them rapers. Fuck that. I'm not giving any respect to that. So yeah, raper.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah, that made me stop and think for a second.
Machinist, scientist, rapist. No, he's a raper. He's a murderer. All right, so
we're just moviegoers.
So I think that's it for the.
No, we're not specialists in it. We are moviegoers.
Oh, okay.
We're moviegoers. We're not moviegoers.
We're reviewers, we're not reviewists. Wow, that was a mouthful to say. Go ahead and try to say that. Reviewerists.
So I think that's probably it for the principals, unless you guys are including Vogel and
The only other thing I ever saw him in was that TV show years back, Rags to Riches, I think it was called.
yeah, he's been in a couple things like
Yeah.
that. But why was he asked to play a cartoon? That's what I don't get. He has not played a cartoon in other things he's done.
It was a pointless character.
Chip's not playing a cartoon. Robin Lively's just
Lively.
lively. She's just a bad actress, but she's not playing a cartoon.
I remember thinking that she was so just cute as a button, and then when I looked at her, I thought that she was the girl from The Craft, the one who like freaks out. Like,
No.
I thought that was her, and I'm like, no, I swear she's in The Craft. I'm like, no, no, yeah.
We're gonna hit her again when we do Teen Witch, but I want to let that cook for a while.
do.
Oh yeah.
Teen
Oh yeah.
Witch.
We're doing Teen Witch.
Oh my.
Stay tuned, folks. We're doing Teen Witch.
Oh my.
I promise we're gonna throw in some good movies here somewhere.
We'll throw a couple good ones. Hey, we choose very good movies. Don't don't let Lisa fool you here. All right, so I want to do a couple honorable mentions here. Maybe you hit the one I'm thinking of before I do.
Christy
Chickadee?
Swanson.
Chickadee, yeah.
Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson. Who's Christy Swanson?
Well, in this
terrible
movie,
actress.
She's fucking
horrible.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I've always had a thing for Christy Swanson ever since Buffy.
The real
the
fucking
original
Buffy.
The
The
better-
only one I acknowledge.
Yeah, that's just because you don't know any better.
I guess so.
The only Buffy, worth anything was the TV show. I'm not. What the hell's her name? She played Buffy.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah, I can't stand Sarah Michelle Gellar. Just something about her look. Just.
Is it her head? Is it her
Yeah,
forehead, Mike?
It's her head. It is. She's got this big schnoz and no chin. Yeah.
God
I have
damn.
a thing for foreheads.
Every single movie we do, it's like, I just can't get
Couldn't get
past
past
the
that
Look at
forehead.
that terrible head. How do you have the courage to live?
Don't they have surgeries for that?
I mean,
now?
come on, can't you fix that?
I think you can.
Jesus, what's wrong with
If
you?
not, you should be able to. But
Ouch, you guys are dicks.
Hey,
Christy Swanson, she's not a great actress, but she's nice to look at. She's a cute girl next door kind of person, I guess.
Yeah, her and her little sidekick buddy. Those two I've seen. They were all over late '80s stuff.
Sasha Mitchell.
how
Yes.
did Robin Lively win over that role to those two?
Robin Lively.
You know what? I'm going to call it Robin Lively, and we're all going to know what I'm fucking talking about.
You just call her Becky.
Becky. Yeah. Becky.
Oh,
Becky.
yeah, I was going to ask how
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the second honorable mention. I was thinking Lonnie Price.
Lonnie Price.
Yep, Mr. Sturges.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, he's in the
Sasha
Muppets
Mitchell
Take
should come
Man.
before that guy.
What's that?
Sasha Mitchell should come before that guy.
All right, Sasha Mitchell's coming up. Why don't you just keep your pantyhose on? Mr. Sturges. He's in the Muppets Take Manhattan and
Oh, yeah.
something else. What was it? My note got deleted apparently, but
I remember from the Muppets movie, but that was it.
so yeah, I thought he was fun in this. So he probably was shooting for a day, and it's like, hey, it sounds like fun. I'll
He
do it.
looked like he was having fucking fun.
Oh, totally, yeah.
The rest of the cast, yeah.
I don't think you can militarize a rabbit, Mr. Vogel.
I feel like I was watching a high school play.
Oh, yeah. This high school play all over this shit. That's why I thought it was like a student film. But no, it had a budget. It's from Disney and, has fucking Allen Thicke in it.
Disney normally, they're known for putting out some top-notch shit. I mean,
At the time. Oh, man. You know what? If we're talking about Disney
sorry,
Sunday...
I couldn't say that with a straight face.
If we're talking about Disney Sunday movies, we got some classic shit. Carrie Fisher is in Sunday Drive, which I would love to do. Carrie Fisher's in that.
Carrie Fisher sucks as an actress too.
She's all right in it, I mean, she's fucking Princess Leia. When I saw her as a kid, I'm like, why is Princess Leia in this movie? I don't understand. Why are they doing that? All right, so moving on to Sasha Mitchell. All right, let's get into it. Cody from Step by Step, and I think he did Step by Step after this movie. So this was one of his first films.
Well, thank God it wasn't his last, because he was fine in it. He was fine. there were a few refreshing people that were in this movie. He was a nice little like, oh, what are you doing in this piece of shit? And then you have God, who's the other
Your brain left you?
My brain left me.
Reviewing these podcasts, your brain leaves you quite a bit.
Mine? Yeah, I know. Who's the other one that's noteworthy?
I thought that was it.
I thought that was it, but...
Sasha Mitchell from Step by Step, and then he disappeared.
Oh, no, the
towards
friend.
end of
He
show.
wasn't even a friend. The one that was getting bullied. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
that guy?
we talked about him. He's definitely... He's working, and he's working a lot right now. And he's probably the best... I just call him nerd, but he's probably the best performance in this entire movie in terms of somebody not phoning it in. I mean, I think the tagline for this movie should have been phoned in by Dr. Seaver.
Now, the only thing I was really hoping for, I was waiting to see Sasha Mitchell jump out and do some kickboxing shit, but this was before he got into that and got fucking huge and, went on to do Kickboxer 2 after Van Damme.
You think he tries to forget this movie?
I'm sure he's already forgotten this movie.
Because everyone knows this movie,
ago,
right? I mean, everyone knows this movie.
I think everyone knows this movie. I don't think he's trying to forget it because it was definitely something that people gathered around. All the reviews that you see from people who've seen it, it brings them back. They're like, "Oh, I loved this movie."
I honestly believe
it's
the
not
reason why I
this
saw
is
this
a pile
movie
of
was
shit.
because we didn't have cable.
We didn't have cable, and that's why we saw it.
It was a movie that we didn't have to pay to see.
Made-for-TV movies were the best, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't have cable, that's what you had. Made-for-TV movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. It's like, oh my God. It's like, I didn't even have to pay for this.
Except for the Disney Sunday movie, I was really never home as a kid. Sun's going down. Oh shit, Disney Sunday movie's coming on. That's the only reason why I went home. Was to watch that fucking show.
I think the mark of a good made-for-TV movie is anyone in the cast interested in a reunion?
Apparently they were.
Huh? What?
Well,
you got some
because you've
tidbits
got
on this?
sequels?
Because you've got 3 of them.
Oh, when I say reunion, I'm talking
Like 20 years down the road.
fucking 20, 30 years down the road, people got nothing to do. They're like, oh, let's get together and do Full House.
Well, I can see after doing this first one and it being such a good family movie that they were like, yeah, let's keep this momentum. I mean, because it was good at the time. Now, looking back, no, it's a pile of shit.
Even Robin Lively in the second one, she's like, this is dumb. You can tell. She's just like, do I have to be in it much?
You're not going to make us watch the sequels, are you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I mean, but we'll spread it out. It's okay. It'll be a not quite human reunion. Oh. All right. I think that's it for our honorable mentions, unless you guys got anybody else. And we should get into the blow by blow here. Okay.
It opens up.
Opens up. Are you ready? Are you
Yeah.
ready? This movie opens up on computer nonsense.
There you go. We got the blinking lights again.
And
These blinking lights at least made noise.
They did make noise, and I think they were even labeled. if I
blinking
remember.
light number 1 that makes noise.
Right. Where the other ones, all the other movies that we've seen, it was just blinking lights, no sound, no labels on them. It's just blinking lights. So
Did you guys hear a dot matrix printer in the background? It's like,
I thought the movie
What are you
opens up
printing?
with Vogel
No.
on the phone with the daughter.
No, it opened
No?
up
Nope.
with the blinking lights. Travis got it right for the first
I got
time.
it right. So this was still when computers were mysterious hobby diversions that no one knew about. So the movie just made them magic boxes that can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm typing on the
And showing,
keyboard and
showing
doing magic.
nonsensical pictures. It was showing, some sort of performance output, I guess. When he was trying to get Chip's arm to move again, and he's watching it on the computer screen, and you see the arm move. It's like, oh, this is fantastic. It's working perfect, or whatever the hell it was he said. It's like, you're watching a fucking stick figure on the screen.
I was going to say the same thing, Mike.
Move his arm.
You're watching a stick figure do the same thing that the actual thing is doing. So he's creating life. Mm-hmm. Life. I mean,
Were there any cords attached to him?
Nope.
From the computer to...
Nope. Not one.
Nothing coming out of his chest?
It was Bluetooth.
Nope.
Because, he was soldering and doing all that stuff and, closing stuff
It was
up.
a fucking pen with a little light at the end of it. It wasn't doing anything.
No,
He touched a wire, and that
It's so high tech, honey. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Get it right, Mike. This is an important film.
Just like the computer that he was using doesn't even exist, according to the computer guy. The soldering pen wasn't really, it hadn't come out yet.
The computer that Chip was referencing was him.
Aww.
Himself.
Well, he was making himself come alive, which we're gonna call.
Boy.
Let's lay that on thick, Disney.
Thank you, Disney.
Thank you so much, Disney. I get it.
For rebooting
Disney.
yet another fucking movie.
So yeah, Geppetto's in the basement. Dr. Seaver's in the basement. So what cracks me up is that that Vogel calls Allen Thicke and Robin Lively all kinds of names about 2 feet away from the phone, because his assistant is talking to him on the phone. He says, like, I got the guy's daughter on the phone. So he's like, she's a twerp. And his father twerp and all this stuff. He's calling him all sorts of names. He's about 2 feet away from the phone. And then he takes the phone, and so Becky's father comes on her TV, says, I've done it. And so the guy can hear that. So
But
apparently,
she can hear him
Becky,
saying you're a stupid
she's a
bitch.
twerp.
Twerp, sorry, same thing.
so he can clearly hear her, and she can hear him. What the fuck? So Chip comes alive. And I got to chuckle out what had to be an intentional making of Allen Thicke's canned line delivery. Yeah.
Just like your delivery?
Yeah.
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 You want to try that again?
No, I got a kick out of when he was talking to he's making Chip raise his arm, lower his arm, and Becky's down in the basement. She goes, oh my God, you even gave him zits. Oh, how weird is that? That was in the trailer. That was very important. So she says, well, what's his name? Because he calls him C-17. And she says, well, why don't you call him Chip?
CH-17. CH-17.
No, C-17.
No, it was CH-17. I paid attention to some parts of the fucking movie.
So, anyway... So she says, so is that his name? C-17, so you come up with a better name. So she goes, well, what about Chip? He says, do you like that name? And he says, do I, Dad? And he's like, yeah. And then she goes, do you like that name? And he's like, yeah, just copying. I thought it was funny.
Hey, you're glossing over a really disturbing scene.
Oh, really?
Dr. Seaver, I can't remember his name. Dr. Seaver's trying to get Chip to move his arm again.
Dr. Carson. His name is Dr. Carson.
Thank you,
yeah.
Sorry. So Carson's trying to get Chip to move his arm again. Becky's sitting there with this big ass bag of popcorn, and she's paying attention to Dad, and she's going to fish into her big ass bag of popcorn, and she feels a hand. She doesn't freak out. She doesn't scream. She softly says, "Flesh." Really?
That's not the last awkward line she's gonna have.
Flesh?
Flesh.
Is she that much of a freaking pervert? I mean, what? That's all I could think was, whoa! It was like creepy. I felt dirty watching that.
Yeah, she's got a couple gems that we're gonna hit, but yeah, that's one of them. But yeah, pay attention to the band on that TV that she's watching on the not MTV that she's watching. Okay, so pay attention to that band. That band's gonna make a cameo.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the dance?
It's the same fucking band and dance. It's the same song and the same dance.
Yep.
I thought about that when they were having the dance. I was like, all I remember is we had some geeky 7th grade kid up there with his flashy lights and the colored lights.
Live
that,
fucking
played.
bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not cheap.
No, that's not cheap at all.
We just had a boombox hooked up
Yeah, it
to the speaker system. We didn't have any even students. I mean, it was just
No, they were up there on the control board, but what they were beatboxing out was the different color lights moving back and forth. It was just the light people.
So Dr. Carson is going through the motions with his robot, with his new sentient being, and so I really can't stand it. Even at that time, that was getting this trope. It was getting tired. This whole he's literal. He's literal. We did the same fucking thing in Space Camp. We did the same fucking thing in Star Trek, and it's all at the exact same time. Oh, he's very literal. Oh, and that's hilarious. Not in your second-rate Disney movie. It's like this is a hand-me-down, already digested piece of shit.
Everything Disney is digested.
Disney reboots fucking
Everything.
Yeah, I get that they do that, but it's usually with some kind of fresh take. This
Really?
whole literal robot thing, it takes everything literal.
Tell me how many Cinderella movies there are out there.
How many Aladdin movies?
And they even titled it Another
Cinderella
Story.
movie.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Family Guy, again. I love Family Guy. Family Guy did it right again. What was it? Aladdin 15 or Aladdin 55 or whatever it was.
Huh?
Jafar needs glasses.
Oh, okay. I was like, in the Family Guy. I was thinking, what the fuck, really? I'm not putting it past Disney. I'm not. All right. So I'm getting really sick of that. So I just created this robot, and now we have to.
I just made a lifelike android. So what's the first thing we have to do? Enroll his ass in school.
We're not going to run tests. We're not going to even try out the grocery store. We're going to go straight to
fucking high school.
Well, that's the only way to really test them.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Do you like your name?
I'm fine with my name.
Yeah. Allen Thicke. Yeah. Did you watch the movie, honey?
Probably many years ago.
You remember the movie, though?
No.
Okay.
That's okay, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, so all of a sudden we have to move, and all of a sudden it's a big fucking problem for Miss Priss.
But not like a huge problem.
Not as big as it should have been.
Can you
she just made the cheerleading team.
Okay, which you can imagine. That would be kind of a big deal. And she
In
did
some
not,
schools, yes.
And she did not make it a big problem.
She ran away for the day.
For the day.
And came back with what appeared to be painted on tears.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I just want you to love me, Daddy. We can move now.
And the way that he jumps so fast on that line after she's like, we can move, he's like, great, because I've already got it all set up.
Because we're all done, because I'm the fucking father.
Yeah. And I already got a job, so we're fine.
Which you kept a secret until in the car. Why? Why keep that a secret?
What else was he going to say?
Well, you're packing up the car, you're doing all these things, you're making preparations. You have to call the realtor, you got to get the house rented.
That scene did not make the movie.
Well, I'm going to let you know a little secret. I've already got a
next
job.
Next thing you know, they're at the house. The new house.
Right.
So, a span of time has passed. I'm not wrong about that. I mean, there's no way.
I would assume so, because he didn't know whether or not Chip was going to come to life, so why would he be applying for other jobs? He still had a project that had a deadline, so it all kind of happened.
No, they had to get out in a hurry, so it was in a few days' time.
But it was a rented house, rented furniture, so it was.
It was still within a few days' time that he landed this position as the science teacher at the school.
Because apparently it's stupid easy to get hired as a teacher at a school.
Stupid easy.
Stupid easy.
He's a scientist.
Right.
I'm a scientist, and the school's like, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
why didn't you say so? You can start today.
Shit.
Right.
Because we got 2 PhDs on staff now.
Yeah.
2.
And why didn't this teacher have to set up the classroom, prepare lessons, actually be present in the classroom instead of always being available for Chip to contact him?
None of this can happen though until Vogel comes and makes contact with Chip. Now, one of these this is kind of got a chuckle out of me. One of these lines that he says, and he says, "What are you working on?" And he says, "Something you wouldn't be interested in." He goes, "How do you know what I'm interested in?" I have many interests.
That was a good line.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a keen interest in the migratory habits of bugs. Did you know that? He's like, no. I thought it was funny as shit.
That reminded me of you when people tell you, you just wouldn't understand. And you're like,
I don't understand because I'm
stupid.
fucking stupid. I don't get what you're talking about. All your mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Or he's nothing but Star Wars.
Right. That's all you are.
Oh yeah, Travis, here I have a fucking Star Wars toy. Here, Travis, here's a Matchbox Star Wars toy. Star Wars. It's like,
Are you saying you don't like my Star Wars presents to you?
I like them just fine.
Well,
I'm just
fuck
saying.
you.
You didn't give him any Star Wars presents. Travis doesn't even know if he did or not because he's received
I'm like,
so many.
of course I like your toy, Mike. What are you talking about?
Man, you could have totally. He would have been like, man, thank you for the present.
Yeah,
Mike, you
thanks
could have
a lot,
gone the
Lisa.
distance on that.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Lisa.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
How do you know what I'm interested in? I have all kinds of interests. I thought that was funny as shit. So obviously that serves to raise the question about who the kid might be. So obviously we jump immediately to Android. I mean, who else could he be? He couldn't be a friend. He couldn't be lying about him being his son. He couldn't be kidnapped from another country.
I don't know
He
how
has to
many
be an
times
android.
somebody's come to the door and my kids weren't wearing pants and maybe they were just wearing a lab coat. Nobody questions it.
Nobody crushes it at
Yeah.
your house.
No, they don't try to get a ladder
I had a
and see what
problem
we're
with
working
that. I had a
on.
problem with that, dude. Okay, yeah, they make it clear he's a douchebag, but he comes to the house and Dr. Carson answers the door, and they're going back and forth, and then Chip walks by wearing the robe. You don't have a son, but here's this half-naked, man-child walking around your house. Number one, that's a little awkward. But two, he just reaches in over dude's shoulder. Who's that?
Who's that?
I'm like, who the fuck? Get out of my house, motherfucker!
His name is none of your goddamn business. That's what his name is. And I'll thank you to get the fuck off my porch.
Yeah.
Before I take advantage of a make my day law, bitch.
Or just take advantage of you.
Or something like that. Yeah. This next point I had a problem with, and I have a problem with this in pretty much all TV shows, movies, whatever. I don't care. Okay? And commercials. We're going to include commercials in this, okay?
Well, it's going to be good.
Somebody cannot include the fact that they might be a scientist unless
They're wearing
lab
scientist clothes.
They
coat.
have to have the doctor's lab coat.
Shut the fuck up with that.
In
Yes.
commercials, movies, shows, have to.
Okay. Now, because we'd be confused.
No,
because
the
he says
scientist just has the lab coat. The doctor has the stethoscope.
No,
or
do you know
pajamas.
what cracked me up? The eye doctor commercial that we saw, where it had a doctor in a lab coat with a stethoscope. And I said, what the hell is an eye doctor using a stethoscope for?
She went on about this shit for days.
Wow.
I fucking hate
I'm
that.
a doctor.
I was working at the Polycystic Kidney Disease Research Group, and we had an RN on staff, right? I was just pushing paper, whatever. So we had an RN on staff. She never went into the lab. She was part of the office staff, but she was there
in
because
scrubs?
she
With a
was
stethoscope?
she didn't wear a stethoscope. She didn't wear scrubs. She's like, I just got my new lab coat. I remember thinking at that time, the fuck do you need that for?
Right.
And I remember making fun of the medical students because I worked on campus, and the medical students would go to the Einstein Bagels in their scrubs, and I'm like, well, that's disgusting. First of all, second of all, they're wearing their stethoscope, and I'm like, you can't put that in your locker. So someone who is a technician for an EKG meter, I don't see him rolling that fucking machine down the street.
I do know after working in a doctor's office that other nurses jack your stethoscope if you set it down. So I understand the
Okay.
need to hold on to it.
I can
sometimes.
get behind that. You don't have a fucking locker?
They are
It's not like-
expensive.
It's not like you had that many staff to choose from at your clinic.
No, there
So they
were
would know who
three.
did it.
There were three different people and then the docs, and the docs would always come out and they'd be like, "Hey, can I use your stethoscope? I don't have mine with me today," and then they would lose it. Yeah, it was a thing.
So the EKG meter technician is also like, oh, I don't want anyone snagging my EKG meter. I'm going to take it down to Einstein Bagels.
I think you should.
I would love to see that. I remember laughing at those guys, being like, hey, if I have a heart attack, you're going to be equipped, aren't you? You got a stethoscope.
Does a proctologist always run around snapping a glove on his hand?
That's right. Doesn't make any goddamn
Every
sense.
time
does
I
it?
put gloves on, I snap them on.
All you medical students out there, because I know you're fucking listening, get over yourself with that shit.
Is it twisted that there's a really awkward sense of pleasure when I hear you snap a glove on?
Yes, and that's for another podcast.
Doctor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, doctor.
Doctor.
Spies like us.
Oh, nice, Lisa. Well remembered. All right.
I don't reference that movie like every other day.
As well you should. I think it's important.
It is.
Yeah, that is important film. So I really couldn't get over all the physicality. I don't know if anyone else noticed this.
What, when Chip was being molested by everyone?
Well, there's that. So let's hit that in just a second, shall we? Let's.
There's more.
Yeah, the physicality between Robin Lively and Allen Thicke.
Oh, God.
Did you see it?
I saw it.
Okay, all right. I wasn't the only one. I'm like,
I mainly saw it
What?
towards the end when they went to go hug him, and she wraps her arms around, and he wraps her arms around her like, "Hey, Like, he wasn't included in this hug.
When
He
they went to
made
the
himself
dance-
included in
When
that
they went to
hug.
the dance, I thought
You
it was
saw
like
that, you saw
boyfriend,
that.
girlfriend getting out of the car because, dude, they were all over each other.
Okay, look,
Right.
there's a problem
That was
here.
creepy.
There's a problem. Okay, so I know Mom doesn't listen to this podcast anyway, but Mom and I took Mom to lunch, and we got out of the car, and we're walking across the parking lot. She goes to hold my hand. That was the
When
longest.
was this?
Mom.
When?
It was a while.
Oh,
it
like
was
2
a
years
couple
ago.
of years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so still, you know, you
It's
were...
still fresh in my head. Yes.
Wow.
She went to hold my hand, and I didn't have the heart not to, so we're holding hands, and that was the longest walk across a parking lot I've ever known in my life. Okay? Now, Allen Thicke and, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Allen Thicke and Robin Lively are arm around waist,
Yes.
walking the entire way from the car
Yep.
into the building.
Well, you
Well-
have to understand, once Mom died and it was just the two of them, of course they grew a close bond.
That's pretty close.
That's too close a bond.
Why aren't they sleeping in the same bed?
They might just be.
They might just be.
The only
Chip's like, I
time-
don't know where my room is. And he's like, it's right next to me and Becky's room. What are you talking about?
I mean, Becky's room.
They did break their hold long enough on their way into the dance for her to run and grab Chip from walking into an oncoming car.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, wow,
and then
they're going
they
to continue doing
They
that.
went right back to it. They went right back to, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband,
Yeah.
wife, whatever, significant other kind of a
It's
walk.
gross. No, it's gross. So,
When we were doing that Camp Cucamonga, yeah, we did it. You should check it out. It showed obvious points where you would take a commercial break, right? Did you
Yeah.
notice that in this movie?
where it's like, okay, this is an obvious commercial break.
Yeah.
It had to. There had to have been.
They were there.
I know that there were commercial breaks in it, but I didn't. You can always
they
see
were-
the
You can
natural.
usually tell because
They
it's
were
a
there.
fade
They
out
just,
or
they just
something.
weren't, as blatant as Camp Cucamonga was. It was actually, with that one, it was, they would fade out, and then they would fade back in. This one, no, it was just like a cut.
I didn't
commercial,
even
and then right
notice
back.
so it must have been abrupt where we're like, crap, it's back on, or crap, pause it, when we were recording it.
Oh yeah, because all of a sudden somebody's talking about fucking Malibu Barbie, and we were like, what? Wait, is this part of? Well, it's not part of the movie. Shit! Hit pause.
Yeah, we didn't even notice it wasn't part of the movie. Quite honestly.
Awesome. So I am so glad this movie has a montage, and it's a weird montage.
It is a weird montage.
It's a high speed montage.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
and you would think with a movie that they're trying to stretch out, why wouldn't they stretch out moving into their house?
Why wouldn't they put it in slow mo? I don't know. So what did we cover in this montage? We had to cover a passage of time. We covered that Chip can in fact catch a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. And he can throw one. He can also get a box of cereal off the shelf and put it into the cart and then carry the cart to the car. We know that. We know that Allen Thicke can put up a picture on the wall.
Yes.
This was the most contentless montage I think I've ever
Well,
seen.
I guess it answered the question now that I'm thinking about it, how could they just send him blindly into school? Still making all these mistakes. But they went through those mistakes, like
Moving in.
Yeah. While moving in,
Moving
and catching
in.
the ball and going grocery shopping. Yeah.
The fact that you can say any part of this movie answered any question is baffling to me.
Well,
I'm
Mike,
simple-minded.
Mike, it's a sociological question. It's a social experiment. What do we do
Let's
when
move into the house.
robots
Let's
become
move into the
alive?
house in one day. Let's go grocery shopping one time, and poof, you're ready for high school.
You're ready for high school because we've been over this 40 times, 67 times. I have a whole record of it.
It was 43 or 48 or some crap, but yeah.
Do you have a record of it, Mike? Do you have it stored onto your positronic matrix?
Don't be a dick, Travis.
Positronic matrix. So I'm getting a. So during that montage and during this going to school, I'm getting a. That's my boy type of thing, and I have a daughter? Question mark.
Yeah.
Sort of thing going on. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
She was only there for the huggy, touchy-feely scenes with Dad.
I think this is a good segue into quote board time.
Oh,
Quote
I'm sorry.
board time. Quote board time.
Oh dear God.
Okay.
What do you have?
Quote board time.
Well, I got that.
I programmed you with a 12th grade education. He's only in the 11th grade, Dad. Well, I know, but he's my son. People expect more of him.
Yeah.
Period. End of sentence.
Yeah. That poor girl.
Go fuck yourself, Becky.
All of us daughters and dads are just going, okay.
Okay.
Because girls are
I
just
get it.
girls. Girls can't do stuff
Aren't you
like that.
supposed to have babies and take care of the house? I mean, what do you need
Barefoot
a 12th
and
grade
pregnant
education for?
in the kitchen
You
doing
just look
dishes
pretty.
while making me dinner, kind of thing. Yeah.
He's my son. People expect more from me. And you know what? I know that the actors are phoning in. I know the actors didn't give a fuck about the script because Becky would have been like, "What? What the fuck? What am I, chop liver? Hello?"
Well, she did, in the opening of the movie, she did show her importance of getting her homework done. Like, Dad,
Oh, yeah,
I
she was,
can't do this. I'm doing my homework.
Oh, she's such a teenager, isn't she?
Oh,
She's
yes.
watching MTV and she's doing her homework.
Girls
Dad.
can't read. She was just staring at the pictures.
Goddamn. I mean, goddamn. I was like, what an asshole. So I think there's only 2 songs in this movie, and both of them are written for the movie, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One of them is not. As long as we
Got each other. We got the world spinning round and round.
Podcast right there.
Oh yeah. No, I'll put that in front.
Like real songs, not just do 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 do
Do,
do
do, do, do. So they're going over Chip's. They're going over his schedule, right? And he's like, "Good, world history, yeah." Oh, you're taking algebra, yeah. And I'm like, "You taking what?"
with 12th grade education.
In the 11th grade, you're not taking fucking algebra.
Yeah, why not?
You're taking trig. You take trig in the 11th grade.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Trig or calculus.
I
Yeah.
know I took it at some point.
And Harper Valley
Was that
High,
one
yeah,
grade?
you're taking trigonometry in junior year. Absolutely.
Well, he's taking algebra.
I'm not that impressed with Dr. Carson's programming.
No.
Algebra, yes, great. So I think there's supposed to be a joke in the line that there's this. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's supposed to be a joke in this line that he's going to say. There's no negative dad. There's no safe side to Harper Valley High. So that was a joke that went thud.
Yeah.
Went boom.
Yeah, I don't even get it.
In a
I still
hurry.
don't get it.
Okay, I think that was supposed to be a joke.
I think it was too, but I still don't get
Okay,
it. Oh,
we're-
I was hoping you could explain it.
The brochure says Harper Valley is like
Yeah.
a great place to be. And the school looks fantastic. It's Coronado High, my God. I mean, it looks great. So Chip says, and I don't think the actor picked up on it. I know Robin Lively didn't pick up on it because she didn't react at all. The only person who reacted to that line was Allen Thicke.
Because he probably wrote it. He was like, ha!
Ha! What? There's no safe side here. What the hell? I mean, thud. And I think the editor tried to run right over it too. I think it's tempting to fault Miss Buzzy, now that first school teacher, for being hard on Chip. But given the context, I think her actions and responses were justified.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't know that he was a fucking robot and didn't know any better,
He was being a tool.
he was being an asshole.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all for Mrs. Buzz.
Right. We always get that teacher in all these movies that we're doing where they're just like, man, it's first day of school and they're being a dick to the
It's like-
students. But no, it was appropriate.
No, she was totally believable as the teacher. The only
Yeah.
teacher that I thought was just fucking stupid and they should have just done away with was the jock coach.
Jock Duckworth.
I thought
Yeah,
for
Jock
sure
Duckworth.
that Chip would have like thrown a football and the coach would have seen it and he would all of a sudden
He'd
be on
been
the team.
That's on the cutting room floor. I mean,
No, he sees Chip get thrown over a table, and clearly he's the one. He's the problem child. He's the one starting all the shenanigans. You're going to the dean's office. Better yet, let's take you to the shrink's office.
Let me just read to you the strangest text I've ever received from Mom. No monkeys allowed to visit or live in this home. No exotics, no lizards. Michaela's not happy with my no.
I told Michaela she could have a monkey if she could convince your mother to say yes to
you're
it.
such an asshole.
I know, it gets
Yeah,
her.
yeah. I'll tell you what. I will give you a
and
car if you come up with half the money.
I also told her there's no chance in hell that she's going to say yes.
If you can come up with 90% of the money for a car, I will give you that car.
You ever see those? You ever
Right,
see
give me
those?
that 90% you came up with.
You ever see those signs on car dealerships or something like that, or some other thing? They're like 100% financing with 100% down. I think it's funny, but
I have not seen that.
That's
That'd be-
really
that'd
funny.
be
I
really
think it's funny. Yeah.
That's a real kick in the pants. I wonder if people notice that that's.
That's a
Hey, you
real
said
kick in the
100% right here.
You aged yourself like 20 years there.
A kick in the pants?
That's a real.
It's a real kick in the pants.
It is it's a hoot. It's a kick
That's
in the
okay.
pants.
Not Quite Human thinks it's in the 50s.
It's a hoot and a holler.
Right.
Yes, thank you. Speaking of which, Becky calls Chip a walking junk pile right in front of Dr. Carson. I would give her a slight backhand to remind her who made that fucking walking junk pile. That's my project.
No. He
That's
should
my
have given her
favorite
a
child
deep, loving
right
embrace.
That's my favorite child. You're
He
calling
should
him.
have
Come
given her
here.
a deep, loving embrace.
How are we doing on beers?
I could go for another one.
All right, here we go. This is one of those laid back kind of episodes.
Dude, this was a creepy, creepy movie. It really
sir?
was.
Oh no, thank you.
No, thank you. You don't want one?
No, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, hang on a second while I get my little.
The beer
Oh
all-
yeah! Did you hear that? Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You get the Kool-Aid Man sound in there.
Hey, Kool-Aid! Oh yeah!
All I can picture is Seaver going, yeah.
Yeah!
It's Kool-Aid.
Hey, Kool-Aid!
He's probably a total stoner.
This is the only way you can really test it. Hey, Kool-Aid! Mike, have you been out way past curfew? You're gonna need to talk to your mother. We have the same rules for you and Carol as we do for anybody else.
I was so thrown by what the hell you just said to me. I was like, wait, what?
Wait, what the fuck is he talking about? Hey, where's the smoke and where's the light? Oh, there it is. All right. So, what's on deck here? Oh yeah, these kids are walking 3 miles to school.
Good for them. Good
3 fucking
for
miles to
them.
school. I know, right?
Yeah.
That's about what I walked in middle school.
I did not walk 3 fucking miles
I
to
walked
school.
3 miles to the bus stop.
No, you did not.
Uphill, backwards, both ways.
In the snow, 5 feet.
I
of snow.
did
Cardboard
many
in your
times
shoes.
step in our big old snow piles and pull my foot out, and all I had left was my little white sock dangling.
Oh
Like,
fuck!
yeah. And you're like, come on, Lisa, and you're like dragging me by the coat, and you're like, but my shoe, it fell off. And you're like, it's okay, just keep walking.
Keep walking. We can make it. We'll build a snow shelter when we get there.
Why didn't we ever build a snow shelter?
Why didn't we build a fucking snow shelter?
Why
It
did
would
you
have been
guys ever
something
use
we
the
would have
horse?
totally did.
Why didn't we make a little
Why
fucking?
did you never use the horse?
Because who's going to take it back home? We
No.
just smack it. It's not the movie. Smack it. You go home, Bessie.
Oh, no,
That
no,
horse
be
would
right
have
there.
wandered all over the fucking
When you
place.
guys ordered pizza,
Yeah.
and the driver wouldn't go past, the 10-mile road between your house and the main street.
We didn't
where
use
meet
the
you there.
horse for that
Why
either.
did you walk? Why didn't you just ride the fucking horse?
We should have ridden the horse.
the
Well,
car.
how long would it take to saddle up that goddamn thing?
A lot shorter time than it took to walk it.
Good point. That's a wonderful point, Lisa. Thank
There were
you so
many
much.
things you
We
guys
had
could have done as
2
children that you just did
Horses
not
that
do.
we could have gotten on.
Dude, we were so dumb.
So
we
dumb.
were dumb.
You guys had shit right there in your faces, and you just didn't see it.
Why didn't
We
we get
could've-
on a bicycle? Why didn't we do a lot of things?
Well, because riding,
We're a lazy
riding a
bastard.
bicycle
No,
carrying pizza.
we tried to build an airplane.
Yeah, because I was
You did do
building
that.
an airplane. Yeah.
No, riding a bicycle carrying a pizza is difficult.
Well, I think we devoured it within the first 2 seconds, so it really didn't matter.
So Becky wants to go out with friends, and she tells Chip to go home by himself. Okay, and Chip saves a nerd from Jake Blockhead.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then starts running out of power, so he goes to Nerd's house, and Nerd has no time for Chip's critique on his keyboard.
Have you been? I've been bullied by a Jake. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Have you been bullied by a Jake?
I bullied it, Jake.
Oh.
Jake is now a gentleman, another gentleman, a scholar now. He's a good man. But yes, I was bullied by a Jake, and if anybody from that town, Lisa, hears this, they will know exactly who I'm talking about. But
I called my Jake, Jake the Snake. That's just what you call them. So here we are. It's Jake in a movie.
the last time I
Being a
saw him,
bully.
I was like a fucking freshman in high school. I mean, the guy's a completely different guy.
The Jake that I bullied was my boss, so I guess that makes it okay, right?
You're just a dick.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that makes it okay, though, right?
No.
Since he was the boss?
No.
Oh. I tried.
Bosses have feelings too, Mike. All right.
Heartless bastards.
So after Chip saves this nerd's life, this nerd's going to give him hell because he needs to get back to his keyboard and quit telling me about my fucking business and all that.
That was really bizarre.
After
Why do
using
you invite him into your home and then be like, I'm busy, I'm fucking
I'm
working,
busy.
get out of here.
Get out.
You need to go
You
home.
used my outlet for half an hour, and that was strange.
Sometimes people just go to the bathroom for a half an hour.
Dude, if somebody's in the bathroom for half an hour, I'm not knocking on the fucking door.
No.
They have bigger
Because
problems.
you're not going to act weird around them when they get out. You're going to be like, yeah, you okay?
Yeah, all right, so, you want a
Let's do one
soda?
play video games.
Yeah, okay,
Back
good.
before smartphones, if somebody was in the bathroom for 30 minutes or more, there was a problem. But now with smartphones, you end up sitting there and you're reading shit until your ass goes to sleep.
Mom just brought cookies. Hold on.
She got cookies.
It's not really mom. It's Travis's wife. But when somebody brings you cookies, you're just going to say,
It's an awkward relationship.
thanks, Mom.
Yeah, to our listeners out there, I'm just saying.
You don't
yeah.
live at home with Mom?
I don't live at home with Mom. We are not in my mom's basement. I mean, that would be stupid. We're out in the garage.
I just thought everybody knew you called your mom honey, and you know.
Hey, honey. Mom! Meatloaf! What's she doing back there? I never know what she's doing. Meatloaf! We want some!
Wow.
Or are you on Big Bang Theory?
What's that? No.
What are you talking about?
Are you fucking kidding me? That's Wedding Crashers. Will Ferrell?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I remember that.
Man, those girls are so horny. It's not even fair.
Okay.
He was not picking up chicks at a funeral.
At a funeral, which is wrong.
That's right.
So, am I going to sit here and talk while you guys are chewing on
This is like the
cookies?
best cookie ever.
I'm waiting to continue with this.
Go ahead and finish.
Almost a movie, or not quite a movie.
Not quite a movie. Oh no, that's Doogie Howser, isn't it?
Same
I
thing.
thought that was.
Bum, 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 bum,
I thought that was
bum, bum.
R2D2.
As long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be the luckiest dreamers who never quit dreaming. Yeah, that's my wife. I thought she was gonna back me up here. She said, "Wow."
She brought you a cookie.
She did. She did. I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat the shit out of that cookie here.
Hey, if any of you
Wow.
want the recipe for these best damn oatmeal raisin cookies, just write to us at Flicks and Dicks.
Fucking A! No, we're eating the best cookies you ever heard of.
Cranberry
Okay?
oatmeal.
And the only way you're getting this goddamn recipe is if you email into flicksanddicks@gmail.com or leave a comment in any of our goddamn episodes on YouTube at Flicks and Dicks. And we will go ahead and ask for the recipe. Leave a comment first about the movie, fuckers. And then we'll send you the recipe.
I just think it's funny how Lisa's sitting there eating the cookie. She saw how it's got raisins in it, and
It's cranberry.
It's cranberries. They're craisins. Aren't they? Are they craisins?
They're crazy.
It's so.
Oh my
well,
God.
shut the fuck up.
Crazies is a word, huh?
Yes.
All right, so I'm kind of taking issue with how many times Chip is called weird, a weirdo, a spaz, a junk pile, a tin head, pain in the neck, a microbrain. This is a Disney movie, for crying out loud.
Disney movies are bully movies.
Disney movies promote bully.
I've never
Bullying.
heard so many name calling. I've
Bullying.
never heard. I heard more name calling. I did not hear more name calling in Mean Girls than I heard in this movie.
Yeah.
You're weird. You're weird. Your kid's a menace, and he's weird.
That was fun.
Yeah,
That was funny.
to see the staff be so rude to him,
Yeah, he's
telling him
mean.
what a piece of shit his kid was.
I did
Okay,
like.
no. When Alan Thicke grabbed his arm, that was where I laughed. Where he goes, and he's weird. And he goes, I didn't come here for your critique of my son. And he grabs his arm, before he can point in his face. That was great.
Yeah, Alan Thicke's like, I gotta butch this up a little bit. But did you notice he kind of scurried past him after he left? He's like giving this look like, is he gonna chase me?
Don't spank me, don't spank me. Smack my ass, damn coach.
Stupid coach, don't you dare smack my ass. I guess it's not really smacking the ass, it's more smacking the thigh, right, honey?
Right. The
Yeah.
whole purpose of the coach at all was pointless. There was no team at all.
Nope.
There was
Get rid of that gum, Barkley!
Yeah. What was the purpose of having a coach?
Uh,
It could have been the principal that was the hard ass.
yeah, they could have saved themselves a couple grand on that one.
Yeah.
They showed a grassy area, but they didn't even show a field.
No, the only football scene was him moving in, throwing the ball around with his son.
That's why I think there's supposed to be more to this movie. Do you know what? This movie was based off of books.
What?
It was. I remember reading that. It was based off of books, off of novels.
So someone else ripped off Pinocchio before Disney could.
Am I a real boy yet?
Disney's like, bullshit, man. This is our story. Someday I want to be a real robot.
Pause.
Oh, okay.
You know you're not plugged in, right? You're talking into the microphones that aren't on.
What are you talking about? I tested this. It had to happen sometime.
Don't make me do this fucking movie.
Okay, welcome back to Flicks and Dicks. We had a little technical difficulty. It turns out that our gear was not plugged in. The only reason why you can hear us in the first half is because that was the mic picking up from the iPhone. And my wife was good enough to point it out that...
No, she's good enough to laugh at you hysterically,
Yes.
saying, "What kind of morons
Look,
are you?"
everything you're plugged into is not plugged in.
But man, you held that mic like you were singing karaoke. You were rocking that mic.
Or
God
sucking
damn
dick.
it.
I don't know.
Do you know, I was working that into my bit, you know?
Yeah, sorry.
As long as we got each other, ooh, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me.
Bless you.
The luckiest dreamers who've ever been dreaming. All right, where are my notes? I lost my notes. Let's see here. All right, so moving forward. Mike, are you on Facebook?
No. IMDb.
Oh, thanks for showing me because I wouldn't have believed you.
That's why I showed you, because I didn't think that you would.
Fucking
He's
dick.
just over there looking up porn. That's it.
We're just a bunch of flicks and dicks.
Watchers. That's the name of the freaking Corey Haim flick.
Watchers?
Yes.
Is that one of those weird
It's
ones?
Corey Haim versus the vampires. Or not vampires. Damn it, Travis, you did that to me.
The werewolf.
The werewolves.
Yeah, we're Team Jacob here.
The fuck is that?
It's that stupid freaking vampire werewolf flick where you are either team vampire kid or team puppy kid.
Edward or Jacob. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know that
This
I've
sounds like
seen
something
movies
I should
once.
know, but I don't.
Twilight.
Twilight, thank you. That's it.
That's why I don't know it, and that's why I don't care.
Oh, I
Fucking
kind
Twilight.
of sort of know it, but I still don't care.
Would you mind biting me so I can be a vampire so that I could marry you? I want to be immortal because I've always wanted to be immortal.
But didn't
Immortal
you send in
vampire.
your paperwork to go to the moon?
Yes, I did. Mars 1. Mars 1, ladies and
Oh, I'm
gentlemen.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go to Mars.
Mars,
Yeah,
not the moon.
It's a different fucking thing, Lisa. The moon
know,
is this satellite that orbits
You
Earth.
can talk all the shit you want, but you were totally on board with her
Fuck
saying you were
yeah.
going to the moon.
Yeah, I'm going.
It took you, it
Yeah,
took you a
yeah.
minute to figure out, oh wait, that's not the moon.
It's the big ball in the sky. I'm going there.
It's a space moon.
To live
The
forever.
space
Going to the spaceship to the man on the moon. What's that from, Lisa?
I don't know. It sounds like some.
Going to the spaceship to the man on the moon.
I don't know what you're talking about.
E.T.
God.
Drew Barrymore.
I haven't seen E.T. in probably 20 years.
To remind our listeners, I don't remember yesterday, so you can just eat it.
You can eat a dick. You can eat a flicks and dick.
Or a mic that's not on. Whatever.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me for a second.
A microphone.
I was saying, but Mike's always on.
Mike's always on. Check me out. Ta-da! We're going to get some content out of this, goddammit. We're going to get... Okay, so... not Carol, Becky. She hurts Chip's feelings, and Dr. Seaver seems pretty okay with that. I hurt Chip's
She was
feelings.
excited as hell too.
Yeah, it's like, hey, everyone, I hurt Chip's feelings. What scientific basis do we have us? Because we have to be rational and scientific. How did you feel? I felt something hot in my central processor. Well, looks like you might be experiencing
He felt
human
something
emotions.
Heavy. He felt something heavy.
Heavy in his
central computer.
central computer.
Look, I knifed him and he bled.
And that's what happens.
good,
That's what
good.
happens when you've done a stint in Orange Is the New Black.
Right. Kaboom. That's a mic
If you
drop
prick
right
us,
there.
do we not bleed? If you
I just want to see how long the silence will go there.
crickets, as long as we got each other. So they go to the dance, and Chip goes to smoke.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 'cause that was
How long
funny.
have you been smoking? You smoking
This
because
was-
of
Minutes
me?
and 28
The
seconds.
most labored gag I've ever heard in my
Dude,
life.
This fucking thing just
Ridiculous.
kept going and going.
It's like, oh, you're smoking. Yup, I'm smoking.
It was the Energizer Bunny of bad jokes. I mean, it was awful.
It was
Alright.
so bad. Why was she even speaking? Oh, you started smoking
Because of me?
And she was proud
I
of
guess
that.
so.
She was proud of that.
4
I
minutes.
drove you to smoking for 4.5 minutes.
So I guess it must be easy for you to quit. Once I analyze all the data and analyze what went wrong. There, I'm done.
He's so cool.
You're so
He's
cool.
so cool.
What the
He's
hell
so-
high
such
school do these kids go
self-control.
to?
Right.
The high schools that we went to, that our kids go to, they'd have been eaten fucking alive.
Yeah.
So cool. My ass.
You're
The only
walking
thing that
around.
would save that
looks
kid
like
from a
your stick is
swirling
up
was
your
the
ass.
fact
You're
that he weighed
so
400
cool.
pounds. That's the only thing that saved him from a swirling.
He must come to the aid of anybody in trouble.
Oh, okay, now, see.
You would think they would have made him water resistant.
Yeah, I mean, he just walks past the guy, and Paul's not happy with him, so he like knocks this other guy's drink into his chest, and
Dude, that was,
right in
that
front
was
of her.
such a bad bit of acting there. I mean, clearly, I mean,
What?
oh my God.
Shut the fuck up.
It was just bad. It was bad. He hit his shoulder, barely hit his shoulder with this tiny little shot glass sized drink, and all of a sudden his chest is on fire.
His chest is on fire.
Come on, finish it.
I can't believe we're going this route.
Concept,
I'll
right?
skip your
Concept.
part. Burn, motherfucker! Burn!
Burn, motherfucker, burn, motherfucker, burn. Yeah, okay, we gotta take a little bit of the sugary sweet out of this movie, alright? Okay, so basically, that causes a malfunction that Chip's able to fix, but it also causes the secondary malfunction that allows him to be
Manipulated.
tractor beamed into this petavan that's parked
Ah,
outside.
petavan. That's it.
Total petavan.
Yeah.
Gross. With the guy with the fake mustache?
Right.
Yeah, we
That cracked me up when he got pulled over by the cop, and he's like, "Don't talk about my fake mustache." And like,
Is it against the law to have a fake mustache?
Yeah.
Did I miss a scene? Was that was
Yeah.
not actually in there?
Yeah, where he like goes and he almost runs
No, I
into the
saw that
cop, and the
part.
cop comes up to his door, and like they're breaking away from the scene, but it's all about him saying he's like,
He did
"What? You
not
have a problem
want a
because I have a
mustache.
fake mustache on? That's your problem? No, it's because you about ran into me, you dipshit."
I don't give well, the cop says it's not a fake mustache. He goes, yeah, you gonna give me a ticket because I have a fake mustache? It's funny.
I totally missed that scene.
Yeah.
Oh, you should rewatch the movie.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
We're not re-recording this shit. We're not rewatching the movie. Okay, so the baddies put a controlling device in the droid's room to kidnap him, which that happens, and so Allen Thicke has to make this. So they go looking for him, basically. All
No,
right.
hang on. Before you get to that point, he hears a car door shut
Just a car door shut.
and immediately runs up to his son.
Why
Fuck
was
the-
he sleeping on the couch anyway? I mean, I do it.
Because he's a fucking degenerate. What do you think?
He was sleeping next to the picture of he and his son. That beautiful day out. Playing catch.
The
in
picture.
The
park.
posed picture.
The picture with
Yes.
him and his son.
Yes.
I don't see any pictures of him and Becky, do you?
Nope.
I mean,
Nope.
Becky's 17 fucking years
But no,
old. Do you
so-
think they would have gotten one
He hears a
picture?
car door shut, and he runs up to his son's room, to Chip's room. Did he stop by his daughter's room? No!
Fuck that.
No.
I'm worried about my Android.
He kind of sort of looks out the window and sees the petavan. He kind of sort of, he looks out the window, sees the petavan, and then runs straight up the stairs and goes to his son's room. Didn't give two shits about his daughter, but went straight to his son's room. His daughter comes in, Daddy, what's wrong? What's going on? Chip's been kidnapped.
Just been
And
kidnapped.
all of this was deduced because a van door shut.
Are you sure? Because here's the evidence,
The window
Dad,
is open.
Doctor. The window's open. There's nobody in the bed, and we heard a car door shut.
Didn't give two shits about
That's,
Becky.
in terms of empirical evidence, is that enough to draw a conclusion?
Didn't give two shits about Becky.
And then he says, I'm going to go look for him. And she goes, I want to come. And he says, no, it might be dangerous. No, it might be dangerous. And she says,
it turned out to be dangerous.
Yes.
and she says,
Yeah.
Dad, he's my brother. Isn't he?
Why was
In
it?
the most awkwardly delivered line. I think I delivered that.
Was
better.
it strange to you at all that they're in this rush? Granted, he says go get dressed, which I guess
Go get dressed.
I guess back in the day, you didn't leave the house in your pajamas. Now everybody's walking around saying "fuck it."
If it's an emergency,
Yeah.
go take
You
care of the
just go.
fucking emergency.
But what does the scene show? It's daylight when they're driving to go find him.
It's daytime.
Yeah, they really did
They
take
were
their
like,
sweet ass
not
time.
only go get dressed, but why don't you finish sleeping?
You know what?
Then we'll go look for him.
Let's go ahead and make some eggs.
I was going to say, I think they stopped off for breakfast.
But
on the way to
Dad, I'm
go
a
find
little
Chip.
hungry. All right. Hey, we'd like 2 double bacon.
Sweetie, do you want some coffee?
But
Do you
Dad,
have French
What would
press?
Chip do? What would Chip do?
So yeah,
Okay.
now it's a daytime scene, and they're chasing after, trying to figure out where their son was taken. Stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, the movie's stupid. this is the conclusion we've come to. The movie is, in fact, stupid. So Allen Thicke gets trapped into the petty van, actually, because they think Chip is in there. And so they trap in there, they got a video monitor, and they're like, basically, look, if we start tinkering around with this kid to reprogram him, the guy's a self-destruct. And so we need the password, this super secret password.
The password is password.
The password is foreskin. The password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It might as well-
No, let's trip them up a little bit. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What kind of idiot would put that on our luggage?
It may as well have been, that kind of a password. It was dude's fucking name.
CARSO.
It could have been EN. They didn't know. It's an ON. Yeah.
I mean, you get 3 chances with a
Hey,
password.
they knew immediately that Chip was an android.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Of course he's a fucking
We talked
android.
about that before.
Look at the stiff way he walks. Not that guy.
Not that guy. That was funny.
That was
I got a chuckle out of that.
Hey,
If only we had video on this, just to see the constant shaking of the heads.
that's in the cards. Just saying. I mean, well, I think we should probably put like some kind of like chroma key or something like that going on. But yeah, it's in the cards. Some
Who?
green screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Green screen.
Yeah.
For what? What would you have
So
in
we
the
could
background?
be
Like
in the movie.
Yeah, it'd be in the movie.
Could be in the
Well,
fucking movie.
Well, you just put a picture of a movie poster in the background and
We'll
say
just-
that we review movies.
Or a logo or something, right?
Oh, a logo.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's low tech. It's totally doable. I mean, it's a modern world. It's okay.
Or we could just do it. in
I
front
do
of
like
the
a green
bikes
screen. I'd like to be like in Hawaii. That'd be great.
Muckaleki, come on,
Look,
you want to
guys,
lay me?
I'm on vacation.
Coming to you live. I swear that's what they always do at Wheel of Fortune.
What?
We're here in beautiful Hawaii. And I'm like, fuck no.
No, you're not.
You're doing green screen action.
Yeah, you can always tell 'cause somebody's hair.
Actually, they
I know they go places.
They do film it
It
in.
makes
Actually-
it makes me feel better. To know that they didn't actually
been
get out.
You've actually been there.
And I did not have a good time. So there you go.
So this mystery person starts to crush the car that they're in, despite the
Okay,
screams.
how is it that everyone else could hear them fucking screaming from inside the petavan, but the dude who was 10 feet from him,
What dude?
6 feet?
Operating the crusher?
Do we get
We
a beat on
never-
this guy?
no, we never
Does
see
he
him.
make an appearance in this movie?
No, but you always notice
You
in the car
saw-
crushing scenes, they always choose the one car that is like somebody's in it. Out of all the cars that
I'm
still need
talking
to be
about the dude
crushed.
who was operating the tractor that was. That
Yeah, we
looked
never
at-
saw him.
Yeah, you did. It was a big, burly, chubby white dude
So-
with facial hair.
We know an extra or a crew member is operating this stuff. Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. Now, in the world of this movie, nobody sees this kid running for his fucking life to unplug, completely break this cord, flop dead like a dead fish on the ground, and
I don't
there's
even know
nobody.
why would he have even gotten electrocuted at all? He held the black electrical tape hard at the cord. Yeah, there were sparks, but he wasn't touching anything.
Yes, but at least it was in slow mo.
Yeah.
The editing there was really bad because the sparks flew long after he had jumped away from it.
And it goes.
Right, just to be clear, they did
That's
show...
where the $3 million went.
Hang on, just to be clear, they did show dude driving the tractor. They did show a guy operating because he's leaning out the side looking to make sure
All
he's
right,
got the
fine,
head
you're
on
right. All right, is
Yeah.
that what you want to hear?
There's a motherfucker in the tractor.
Yikes.
But there's no motherfucker looking at this dead kid who's on the ground.
No.
Not one.
Because the tractor was gone
And
after
the two
that.
people who came out of the crusher. It's like, I mean, that might have been a holy shit moment right there. It's like, oh my god, I just almost killed two people.
No, because
Three.
not only was the guy gone, but the tractor that moved the van there was gone as well. That was nowhere in that scene.
I always fucking love that scene, man. When he's like, get in the box. And the kid's just looking at him. He goes,
Oh,
lift the
yeah.
lid. And he lifts the lid, just kind of puts it down. He goes, no, you Dunsky, do it like this.
Do you remember? This is the only reason that I really remember this movie as a kid. The nail
This scene
Do you
is
remember trying
badass.
to hammer with your hand? And you're like, Lisa, you try it first. Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember this.
Don't try it.
That'd be a
You
Passion
tried
of the
it?
Christ situation, man. Wham! Oh my god!
You're like, I bet you I could do that.
You
I
guys
bet you
really
we could
were
do that.
stupid kids.
I think we were born on a farm. That's what I think.
My nearest neighbor was, farmland and all that crap, but no.
Well, you weren't as bored as we were.
Apparently.
We were pretty fucking bored.
We didn't even have trees.
We dug a 10-foot hole for fun.
Oh,
So-
we did that too.
All right. So he says, "Get in the box. Get what's in the box?
Demonstration.
What's in the box?"
That
Chip
was funny.
is in the box, and so he says, "Negative demonstration required," which I thought was pretty good.
That was
so
pretty clever.
the guy gets in and he says, "Look, you just go in here, you do this," and Chip, puts the lid down and goes wham, 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 wham with his hand and fucking nails him right in there.
Yeah.
Like a fucking sardine, man.
That is,
Signed,
I
sealed,
swear
delivered.
that the whole movie was based off of this genius scene.
Look up that one scene. Like
Yeah.
someone read the book and they're like, "That's badass."
Oh my god, we have to totally do this movie.
I could shoot that. I know I could shoot that.
Yeah.
3 weeks were dedicated to that shot alone, and the rest were like, I don't know, we're gonna stick the
Sucked
camera
in
on a
the
tripod.
book, and it's sucked in the movie.
You didn't think that was cool?
No.
All right, all
Oh,
right.
that's cool.
Well, when the day comes that you are impressed, we'll know that it is quality film.
And when you say a girl is attractive, we know that she must
That-
have a normal size
she has
head.
a normal sized head.
Lisa, you have a normal sized head.
Thank you. Thank
It's not all stretched out and weird.
You don't have a forehead the size of a football field, It's a normal
Thank
forehead.
goodness for that, because I know how you feel.
Get out of here, Lisa. You're weird.
Weird looking.
You're a menace, and you're weird.
Tin
She
can.
is a menace.
Tin head?
She is a menace, and she is weird, but she does not have a ginormous forehead.
Thank you.
So it's okay.
Honey,
So Chip is dead. He's dead. So he's dead.
he's dead.
Yeah. So they bring him back, and we've got the ER guy's dead scene, and we've done all we could type of atmosphere. And things are beeping. Beep. Beep. And I'm so surprised I didn't have the beep.
Did anyone catch the closing of the chest scene?
Well, he took the wires out, and
He made the
I
motion.
sure did catch that,
He made
Mike.
the motion of closing the chest, but he did not close it. He didn't even touch it.
Goddamn second-rate camera operator. He did not pan up fast
He
enough.
put his fingers.
Yep.
He put his fingers right there, and then pretended to close, but never actually touched the little door latch or whatever the hell for his chest. So that stayed open, but you could also hear the little sound when he pressed it down to close it.
When I say zoom, you zoom, motherfucker!
Zooming or
Do you know how many zoom shots were in this
whatever
movie?
camera direction or angle you would have had, you still would never have caught him closing the chest.
They would have caught the motion, but if they zoomed in just as my grandfather would have said, a pussy hair, then you would not have
Or-
seen
Or
the
if
chest.
they would have panned
closing.
up
Yeah.
as he puts his hands
They were
up
panning up, they
to
just weren't
pretend.
doing it fast enough.
Are you guys really complaining about this? Not the awkward, abrupt ending to the movie? Oh, okay. Oh, it's over.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. So he's dead. Okay? He's absolutely dead. And she says, no! And she's milking it for an Oscar, and she says, no, don't tell me he's dead.
And he
Daddy,
flips himself
tell me he's
over
not
his
dead.
daughter, and he's like, "Oh, honey, it's okay."
Hold me. I only built this thing from scratch, and I
And
definitely couldn't do it
Daddy and daughter
again.
walked out, arms around the waist yet again. Horribly awkward, pedivan scene kind of thing. It was. They walked out like they were sleeping together.
There was a warm embrace there. Yeah, yeah. So all of a sudden we hear the lights flip on for no fucking reason, and he's sitting up going, "Dad, am I a real boy now?" And he says,
Am I a real
"You're
boy
as
now?"
human as it gets."
No, he should have turned and said, "No, you're Jesus Christ."
And scene. As long as
We got each other. Am I a real boy now? You're as human as it gets.
You're Jesus fucking Christ. You just rose from the dead.
All right, and then we freeze frame, and roll credits.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And we're done.
Okay, so Lisa,
No.
Mike,
Unless you are like so bored, you're contemplating, grabbing the pliers and ripping out your fingernails and toenails, and you happen to see that this is on television.
Actually,
Sure.
you know what? If you're constipated and you need to pass a little time to move that bowel, you got this.
This movie's gonna move the bowels.
Because right after, you're like, man, I gotta take a shit. Like, you gotta get up and go do something. It was a pile of shit.
I've put a lot of thought into this answer.
Oh, good.
A lot. Okay? This movie is not as good as I remember it. And I've seen this movie five times in the last year.
Oh my God.
Because I watched it a couple times a couple months ago and a couple times a couple months ago before that.
Why?
Because I like that shit, Mike. That's just, I've got a podcast about old movies. What do you want?
No, I understand, the podcast about older movies, but how could you stomach watching this movie that many times?
I think it was for Cody from Step by Step.
Okay.
So in general, I step away from a movie before it's ended. And
What?
this one 15 minutes before it was over, I was
Are
like,
you psychotic?
Yes.
no,
Yes.
I never need to know the end.
That's
Get
okay
the fuck
because
out of
But
here.
for these podcasts, I will stick around and watch the end.
this
but
movie
this
didn't
movie,
need to know the end either because it just stopped right fucking there.
It did.
No, he's alive. That's it.
But I started to get up and Mike's like, "Hun, we've got 15 minutes left." And I was like, "Yeah, it's okay." But we did come back and we did finish it. But
Yes.
So it's a real weak recommend at best. I think you have to be sitting there going, "Hey, did you like the Disney Sunday movies?" I mean, I like watching the Disney Sunday movies. Sunday Drive, all those,
Class
The Leftovers, all of those. I like
If
those.
you're sitting there thinking, I could watch this, I could play with myself. I could watch this, I could play. You're better off just playing with yourself. You're going to get way more out of it.
I agree. So that's why it's a real weak recommend. But if you Jones for the old days and Allen Thicke really does it for you, Robin Lively really does it for you.
And you have a thing for extension cords coming out the pant leg.
As far as an Android movie, like the whole robot makes good on life and all that, it's not. I mean, if you like those sorts of movies,
He's
this
not
one's
Johnny
not.
Five.
No, he ain't Johnny Five. Don't even go there with fucking Johnny Five. I mean, it's about respect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. All right, that was Not Quite Human.
Not quite a movie.
Not quite a movie.
not quite worth your time.
Directed by Stephen Hillard Stern, 1987. If you want to get a hold of us, direct any and all correspondence to flicksanddicks@gmail.com. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Stitcher Radio, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast downloads. And also check us out on YouTube. It's kind of on the cheap. It's just got the logo and all that, but the audio is there. If you're in the office and you want a good time, it's definitely worth your while. Go ahead and leave comments on there as well. That's be much appreciated. We'll even read them on the air here. We want to give a shout out to our proud and prominent sponsor, recycle-bikeparts.com. You need a quality used part to get your ride up and going again? Drop them a line. Tell them you're a dick and receive 10% off. And with that, I am Travis.
I'm Mike.
I'm Lisa.
Take it easy. As long as you got each other.
Podcast just